Alright, so if you ever watched my previous videos, you know my tank looked a little bit different. I'll post a picture of what it looked like before this switch up happened. But a little over a month ago, we had Hurricane Ida roll through and the power was out as a result for 11 days. So nothing survived when I got home from evacuation. The entire tank was dead, unfortunately. So we got to start over, and you know, it always kind of sucks when that happens, but you take what you learn and you bring it to the new tank. So just to go over a few things, I had these guys for a couple weeks now, some Da Vinci clowns, and they're really cool because they got that little tear drip, and this guy is like half and half. You know, half of his body is normal, or what looks kind of normal, and the other half has a drip. But yeah, sorry, my dog was barking, so I had to cut the video real quick. But one of my fish, it's a Da Vinci couple, and I'm hoping that they get along nicely. They have been so far. But one of them is, I'm calling Two-Face. He's got one of his sides is kind of normal, and the other has drip. And you know, the Da Vincis, they're pretty, I think they used to be a little more expensive, but they're pretty inexpensive nowadays. I guess they're just more readily available. You can get the Mocha Vincis. Those are a little more expensive, and this is like the lowest tier, but they do get more expensive as they go up. And I think, you know, their patterns get a little crazier, but I just went with the cheapest. After losing my whole tank, one of the things that I wanted to focus on was kind of keeping costs to a minimum, because when you lose everything, you kind of puts things into perspective, and you understand that you don't have to spend a whole lot of money to have a nice tank and enjoy your tank. So that's kind of one of the things that I wanted to touch on with this is, don't spend a whole lot of money. You know, you can have nice corals and a nice tank without breaking the bank. So for the rockscape, what I like to do is I always like to have an island, and I say always, this is just the second iteration of my tank. But I got one of these little frilly mushrooms, which I think they're pretty cool, but I think they're known to get pretty large and they can kind of take over. So I wanted to keep it isolated on its own to where I don't have to worry about that. But look at that, it's got some nice movement. It's actually really pretty cool. And just to add some color to get started, got a nice little orange mushroom, which turned out to be two. If you can see that, there's another one on the side. I didn't realize that when I was gluing it to the rock. I don't think it was advertised as two. Then a red mushroom, which is a little bit brighter. I don't know if it really comes out as a difference on the camera, but in person, this is very obviously orange. It's like a rust color, and this is more of a bright red, kind of pinkish. And I got my toadstool. I love toadstools. And you got cabbage, leather, Kenya tree. Now people poop all over the Kenya trees. They think they're not good corals, but honestly, when you lose your whole tank, cheap is fine. And if this thing takes over and grows everywhere, fine. I'm okay with it. If I really get sick of it, I'll remove it. It's not a big deal. Trade it, give it away, who cares? This guy was just called a yellow, no, not even a yellow. It's got a yellow color, but it was just called a leather coral, which is very nondescript. I think it's a lobophytum. I think the common name is what, devil's hand or something like that. And then I got my GSP wall started, and it is a small frag, so that'll be fun to watch grow out. But right now it is teeny tiny. I'm my last rockscape, I noticed I had a lot of open space. And one thing I wanted to do was get rid of all that open space. So I wanted to tighten things up. I liked the idea of what I had before, where I had sections. So I kind of kept that in line. So I got a section here, which is lower flow, section here, higher light, section here, high flow. Then it goes up for the higher flow, higher light stuff. Then it comes back down. And you know, I could stick things down there if I need, stick things down there. Plenty of places for the fish to hide. Although these fish are not hiding. They really are friendly. They've been pretty cool, actually. I really like these guys. I was toying with the idea of getting one big one or two little ones. I was thinking maybe like a gold stripe maroon. Those guys have a nasty reputation. And you know, it's always fun to watch clowns pair up and get along, and who knows. We'll see what happens with these guys. In my previous tank, I had a pair of Clarkies, but the female got big and just did not like the male anymore. So, in terms of fish, in terms of fish livestock, what I'm thinking about is probably a Royal Grama and a captive bred. Well, it doesn't even need to be captive bred, just a bonded pair of Bang-Eye Cardinals. I had a pair of Bang-Eye Cardinals at the end of my last tank, and they're cool guys. They were a little finicky trying to feed, but they would eat mice and whatnot, so I don't know what that was about. Clowns, though, I've never had an issue feeding clowns, and I've had 3 pairs, so I don't know. That might be it. I don't know if I'm going to do more than that, but that's 5 fish at that point, so that should be plenty for this tank. I do not have any inverts yet, as some of you may have noticed, and it's because I don't feel like there's a need for them yet. You know, people always say get your cleanup crew early, but what is there? There's nothing for them to clean. I've been feeding every day for a month. I don't have algae. There's no point in getting a cleanup crew. You're just going to starve them out. I'm not an expert. Do not take my advice as gospel, but you know, the way I see it is, why get something when there's nothing for them to eat? Now, the second I start getting algae, you better believe I'm getting a cleanup crew in here. I had hermit crabs and emerald crabs in my last tank. I might just stick with snails in this one. They always say never trust a crab. Crabs can eat stuff. I didn't have a problem with the crabs eating my soft coral, but I have had crabs eat LPS, and when your crab eats an expensive micro lord, micromusa, acan lord, whatever the hell they're called these days, you learn to hate them, but respect them because they can eat a lot of algae. But yeah, I think the focus on this tank is going to be soft. I like soft coral. They're easy to keep. They're very hardy. I just, you know, if another hurricane blows through and knocks the power out for a few days, I want the tank to be able to bounce back. Obviously, this was a rare occasion. It was a Category 4 hurricane, almost Category 5, record-breaking. So, yeah, you know, when I evacuated, I did not expect to come home to a live tank. And unfortunately, that's what happened, and the thing smelled terrible. But yeah, I'll keep updating as things progress. If anybody has any questions, leave them in the comments. I'm happy to answer. If you have any concerns, let me know. But I mean, look at that. People hate soft corals. They think they're too easy. I personally really like soft coral. And yeah, it is easy and it's cool. And you know what? One day I'll get a tank of sticks, but the day I do that, I will have a generator. I'm I'm not blowing money on sticks right now. Gonna keep it easy. Try to get as much colorful and variety as I can. And don't be afraid of corals that might take over. Especially if you're new. You might as well just let it rip and learn. But yeah, anybody has any questions, comments, concerns, anything, let me know. I feel like I should be in a better situation with this tank just because I have the knowledge base of the past few years with my previous setup. So see y'all later.